This Town TV and This Town magazine was set up to help small businesses and people with talent in and around Southend. How we do that is by offering low-cost advertising within our magazine and free videos for website upload and for this channel. At present, if you purchase an advert in our magazine for as little as £25, you'll also get a free video advert for upload to websites.
Excellent. Scott, of course you started off probably working with our most sort of recognisable character in there, Ian Hart, in prison and stuff like that. What was it like working with Ian, and was he originally, I mean, why wasn't he in more of the film, and if he was, what sort of character would he have been? I mean, it's, you know, just to tell the people that.
Well, it started as a short film called A Girl and a Gun, and he was in that, and he played my part. Well, it was kind of an amalgamation of my part and Phil's part. And we did a film together 17 years ago called Backbeat. It was my first film, it was his first film, so one of the reasons I did this was to just get in front of the camera with him again, you know, because I'm a big fan. The reason he didn't do the film is because someone offered him this part with this guy called Dustin Hoffman and Nick Nolte, and they offered him some money, and I think I'll go and do that one. Otherwise, I'm sure, well, you know, at least I got a job out of it.
Yeah. Philip, you sort of kind of play sort of some sort of nasty henchman in the film.
Yeah, but look at the size of me, honey, little, aren't I?
Well, that's what I was going to get to, so it's great. It's great, but I mean, how was this like for you to work on? I mean, and where did you come from for this film? Where you know, how did Dave sort you out and find this part for you in the film?
Well, I'm an orphan, and Dave kind of took me in, and yeah, I was on the streets for a little while. You know, this suit's Dave's actually the suit in the film. And no joke, actually the suit that I wear in the film is actually David's suit. But joking aside, no. I heard from my agent, and she kind of said, you know, there's this film, all these people involved, and blah, blah, there's no money involved. Read the script, see what you want to do. There's no money involved. Read the script, you know, see if you like it. There's no money involved. But you know, if you want to do it, you want to do it. There's no money involved. No, I'm joking. No, but I read the script, and it was fantastic. And yeah, no, I just kind of fell in love with it and stuff. And I saw the short film, Girl and the Gun, that Scott was talking about before. I saw the short film and thought it was fantastic. And yeah, I thought all the people that are involved in it already, you know, it's a great opportunity. So that's why. Yeah, and Dean, and talking about Dean, he's originally, I think, was supposed to be like a big sort of henchman, and yeah, and I knocked him out, and I took his part. So, yeah.
Ty, I mean, you had some fantastic scenes with Paul Freeman. Paul Freeman, bless him, he wanted to be here tonight, but he's just finishing a shoot in South Africa, and he was here he was going to be here right to last minute, couldn't make it. But you two must have like just fell around laughing all through this film. Tell us some scenes about you working with Paul Freeman. If you can.
If I can, it was so long ago. He's just a wonderful, wonderful man. He's so lovely and kind and friendly and supportive, and considering he's worked so much and has so much under his belt, he is so humble and sweet. You just like working with your mate or your uncle or your husband. Yeah. So he was brilliant. Yeah.
So when you had to offer him breakfast and this type of thing, you're telling me you've done all that in one scene?
I actually felt a little mean because what was he wearing? I think I blocked it out.
It was too much. It was his own tiger print G-string.
But I almost felt like, because I sort of had to obviously pull a face, because that wasn't what Portia wanted to do. I almost felt a little bit mean. Obviously, looking and kind of going, oh. So, oh, thanks. Just make me feel even more nervous.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it was great.
The great thing about this film, I mean, everything. I mean, it's shot well, it looks beautiful, everything like that. I actually love it, and I can hand on heart say I support this film wholly. But at the end of the day, the women are the stronger characters.
Yeah, definitely.
And how does this feel to be offered a script where you come out on top at the end?
I think it's such a good thing for female actors. Like, you watch a lot of films and you look at how much of time is actually spent with female characters speaking on screen, and then you look at how much time is spent with female characters speaking on screen that are about men. And I think what's so wonderful about this is it is a feminist film, but you don't expect it to be, and I think that's such a wonderful thing. And just working with actresses like Ty, just like strong female actresses, is such a wonderful thing.
Fantastic. Adrian, you got urinated on, you've got your nose broken. Was this a fun film for you to work?
Yeah, there's a few firsts in that, yeah. I got sent the script. I was in South Africa, and I had about 5 hours before I was supposed to go on set, and there was a time lapse, and I had to read it and ring David back, and we Skyped each other, and he said, look, I want you to do it, and I was like, okay. You know, I loved it, you know, I was reading it, I was just thinking this, and also, you know, I don't get offered that kind of part usually, and I sort of just thought, yeah, fucking hell, it's brilliant, you know, and so from South Africa to Southend in about a week, and there I was, and I loved the film, I loved the writing. That was what drew me to it. I thought it was silly enough at times, you know, but I think it's just got so much in it, and watching it again tonight, I sort of see more, and you know, it reminds me of what it was I read the first time, and it's got, you know, it's sort of the gift that gives on giving, I think.
You nicked that quote from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My wife agreed with that, wouldn't she? Yeah. Danny? I have a wife. I almost have a life as well, but I might get that back after this festival. Danny, that shootout at the end, I mean, great. We kind of seen this sort of thing in True Romance and stuff like that, and I mean, it was just a great moment in the film. And was it difficult to shoot? I mean, did it take the guy over there many takes to direct you on that?
Well, on that particular scene, I think we probably did about 15 takes on that one scene. It was an interesting scene to shoot because there was a lot of stuff going on, as you probably well know. But in general, it was a very easy shoot because David is just a master. And I say that to him, and he sort of flinches and kind of, you know, plays it down. But he really is. He really understands how to tell a story in a very, very interesting way. And he's taken something that is very familiar and just, excuse my French, fucked with it. He's completely fucked with it. And it's not French, actually, no. And it's for all of us who are probably not just, we don't just work in film, we work in TV, we work in theatre, we read an awful lot of scripts, and this was just a script that just grabbed us all, and that's why we're all here. And it's an absolute pleasure that we're at this stage and we're standing here in front of you, you know, celebrating this film. And you know, it starts with David, and so I can only say it was a very easy shoot. It was a very easy character to play, and it was a lot of laughs, and so, you know, whatever pleasure you got from it, we got from it also. So, you know, that's it. Really.
Very successful.
could write parts that were interesting enough, I could get really, really good quality actors to work for a limited amount of time. So I knew I couldn't write a story with a traditional hero I was going to need a month, 6 weeks of their time and drive it forward. So I thought, what can I do? Can I write 8 or 9 parts that are good enough to get actors of this caliber to come along and give me between 10, 12 days, up to, in certain cases, Ian Hart gave me 3 hours. You know, and so it came from out of necessity, you know, to try and, so many low budget films are let down by the acting, and basically all movies are only as good as their cast, because that's the journey you go on. And I wanted to work with really, really good actors, and so I try to make it as appealing as possible by writing parts as short as possible in order to get them to come along. So it wasn't that big a commitment for them. So it came out of that, it came out of necessity.
Let's give everyone a big round of applause for all the cast, David, and all the crew that are here with us tonight. Thank you everyone, you're all heroes, thank you.
Richard Morley, oh, hang on mate, sorry. Hello Lou. A dress didn't turn up for the gala night. Okay, alright. I'm going to have to try and think of somewhere I can get a dress from. Let me think. This town is contribution based. In other words, if you'd like to write an article and feature it in our magazine, we'll do that for you. Or if video is your thing, then send us the video in and we'll upload it to our channel and you'll feature it there.